Hey y'all.
Hey.
Sorry that our last video ended so abruptly. His phone ran out of storage and just cut us off, so we didn't try to do a take two on it.
Phone acting stupid as always.
So anyway,
where I was, we ran out the door. Doors wide open, screen door and front door. We wouldn't think, we were too scared. The house was creaking. I mean, the house wasn't moving
crazily,
but we could hear it creaking. We heard cackling. We heard this evil growl. You name it, we heard it. It took about an hour to
at least an hour for it to calm down.
We got in there, we checked everything. Cabinets were open.
While we were standing there with the doors open and everything, you could watch the bathroom and the bedroom doors open and close. It was really creepy.
We turned around to go to the bedroom, and we saw a shadowy figure standing there in front of the bedroom. She told it to go in the name of Jesus. It growled. It started to go towards her. She said it again. It disappeared.
Because it knew it was messing with the wrong thing.
Maybe a week
or two.
It came back again. I don't know what is wrong with my nose. I am so sorry, y'all. Go ahead and finish, babe.
So anyway, with that being said, it just was really interesting, and it kept coming and going when it pleased, and every time it would come, I'd say, no, you can't be here. And there was one time I remember we were sitting there, again, this is with this closet, and we could finally get our candle to light, which we had like a buttload of tea light candles, and if you don't know what they are, I'll show them to you in the next video. They're like really tiny and round, and they're in the little metal tin. They're not aggravating to light as long as you don't live in that house. Anyway, that house, whenever we were there,
would that be a part two, or would that be another video?
It'll probably be another video.
Or do you want to put this in? Go ahead and put it in this video.
I don't know.
Anyway, sorry.
So I went and I finally got the candle to light, and it usually wouldn't light. Instead of it lighting the wick right here, the flame would spread out over it and dance around the metal.
It'll look like it's literally melting
the metal, but it wouldn't melt anything. Not even the wax. The wick wouldn't even be burnt or scorched or anything like that. And you would never know you tried to light it. And it was the creepiest thing because it wouldn't do. And so I finally had gotten me a buttload of tea light candles lit. And anyone that burns tea light candles know they go out on their own. Over so much time, because they don't last but an hour at the most.
An hour?
Yeah, at the most. I've had one last me like almost an hour.
It lasted me about maybe 10-15 minutes.
Some of them do, some of them don't. It just depends on the candle.
Also, with the closet, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I've actually had the closet door open by itself. I've actually had it.
We think that's part of why it had a lock on the outside, so it wouldn't do that.
I think it was a lot more than that.
But I think there's more to it than that, but I think that's part of why.
I've had it slam. I had it open about halfway. It goes. And then it just stops, and all of a sudden it slams. I mean, imagine someone big, bulky, mad.
Like the biggest muscles you could imagine,
and
mad.
Slamming that door, and the door's about that thick, at least.
And it's really loud.
And that was about 12:30.
Yeah. But, so anyway, back to the whole thing with the candles. And so I had them. I get it from my Nana, I'm sorry, and my mom. So anyway, around the TV, the way we had the living room set up, so around the TV I had some candles and I had some on the fireplace. And I was like, okay, no big deal, whatever. And we're sitting there watching a movie, Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't remember which one.
I think it was the third one, I think.
But anyway, we were sitting there watching the movie. And all of a sudden, this is when we kind of knew we had to get out of the house.
Sometimes I wish we can go back to that house sometimes.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But anyway, the house, so from the back of the house, I've talked about this before in a video, I think. The layout when you first walk in the door is the living room, and then there's the door to the bedroom, and then you walk through a doorway, and there's the kitchen, and then there's the bathroom.
Right on the kitchen.
So, anyway, from the back of the house, we had a breeze. Like, all the windows and doors were shut. All of a sudden, from the back of the house, this gust of wind comes again. And it blows out every candle at once. And every single candle I had, except for like 2, had not gone out. And those were the only 2 that I could not relight.
We've and another creepy thing too, I just remembered too. I think you remember this too. We had one of the big, them big candles, the vanilla candles,
They're like really tall.
Really tall.
Yeah.
We lit that, and that wind blew that out too.
Yeah.
And
I'm talking like the top of like the candle, like this is the wick and this is the top of the glass. Like there's no way it could stop.
I mean, it was a brand new candle. I mean, it hadn't even been lit yet. I mean, you know.
It's below the glass so much, but at the same point, it was.
This is what I was talking about. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the video now, while we're talking about it now. So I said, babe, hand me one of them little candles. Why? Just hand it to me. So we went to the bathroom. I sat it down. I lit it. I said, if there is someone here with us right now, blow out this candle. It wasn't even a minute later.
I wouldn't even say it was after he got the words out of his mouth. That candle was out.
The candle was out. I said, okay. There's nothing here. I just blew it off. Just kind of like, there ain't nothing there. So I lit it again. I said, okay. Blow out this candle if you're here. I didn't get halfway through that sentence and it went out again. I'm like, okay, there's something definitely here and it's not playing.
And another thing with the bathroom, I don't know how to insert it, and I don't know where my old phone is anyway. But if there was a way I would show it to y'all. But literally, I'm gonna hopefully get my cousin in on doing a video with us one time, because she stayed 1 night or 2 nights actually. Yeah. And it got so bad for her being there. She can see the same things we can. She literally was like,
pack her little duffel bag and tell
boogie
us to,
at like 2 in the morning
and tell us to take her back home.
Yeah, and at the same time she was like, the first night she was okay with it, but she was really scared. And the second night she's like, Naomi, I cannot sleep on that couch again. I need to sleep in the same room as y'all. And so literally, I took the cushions off of the couch and I laid her on the floor, and all 3 of us camped out in one room because we could not. Like, she could not sleep in the living room. Like, whatever it was, it wouldn't mess with the bedroom as bad at night as it would the rest of the house. But at the same time, in the daytime, the bedroom was just as active. So it was really weird. But anyway, back with this whole thing with the candles. When she was there those 2 days, we had lit the same candle he's talking about, the big one. And I had put it in the bathroom because we were doing dishes, and anyone who knows me knows I have a very bad habit of not doing my dishes, and especially if I don't have a dishwasher. If I have a dishwasher, I'm fine, but I don't like doing dishes by hand. And so the dishes had piled up, and they really were getting really smelly,
real nasty.
And so disgusting. I had I've even had dishes before grow black mold because of the stuff on them. Anyway, I had the candle lit to eliminate the smell, And there was no breeze. Again, no windows or doors open or anything like that.
Again, the windows were nailed shut and painted over.
Caulked over and
Caulked
everything.
over and everything. You name it, it was
sealed. They could not get them open. So, anyway, it took... We were going in and out of the bathroom into the kitchen. And she went into the bathroom and she shut the door to go to use the bathroom. She came out the bathroom afterwards and she's like, Naomi, this candle's not, like, the wick isn't, like, the little flame, it's not even dancing at all. Like, it was standing straight up. And I'm like, okay, that's just weird. It never does that because in this house it's old, it's breezy, and it always kind of dances a little bit. Would not dance.
No.
And I'm like, okay, that's just weird. And her and I, we look at each other and we're like,
I'm at work by the time.
Yeah, he's at work at this point in time. And I'm like, okay, why don't we see if we can, like, wave at it or something. So we'd wave at it, and it literally, the flame rose into, like, a little hand. Like, it didn't go, like, the size of a human hand, but it went into the shape of a hand, and it did this. And then when we quit waving, it would quit waving. And it was really weird. It was like the candle was possessed.
Also, when I got home from work, after her cousin left, well, might as well say our cousin now, but anyway, after we left, the house smelled a little bit, so I said, babe, I'm going to go ahead and light a candle. So, I lit a candle in every room. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know if it's a hair tickling my eye or what, but anyway, I lit a candle in every room. I said, I stood there in the middle of the living room. I said, if there's anything here, again, there's no breeze or nothing.
Make all these candles go out.
Make living room candle go out first, then the kitchen, then the bathroom. Sure enough, maybe I wasn't even halfway through. The living room candle went out.
And it was like it went in a circle and it came back into the living room.
And then...
I've even had candles light and blow out at the same time.
I haven't seen that.
That was when you were at work one day. I was trying to light a candle and it wouldn't light. Again, the tea lights, and they wouldn't light. And I was like, okay, whatever. Well, next thing I know, I come around the corner and the candle's lit.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, what?
And another creepy thing, this was about this time in the afternoon.
Which is about 1:30.
I lit a candle. I said, instead of you blowing out the candle, I'll blow it out for you and see what happens. So I leaned over and I blew it out. After that, I heard this 80, 90-year-old man. You know how they carry a cane and do that little laugh and they cough? Well, I heard that after I blew out the candle. I look at her. She looks at me. We're like, did you cough? No. Did you cough?
No.
I mean, no.
And then the next thing we hear is he's walking with his cane in army boots, and you could hear him walk down the living room.
It wasn't a walk, it was a march kind of deal.
It was almost like a military march or something. But you could hear his footsteps and everything.
But he would actually while we're in the kitchen washing dishes and she'll be cooking, he'll actually walk up beside you and use his cane and knock on the floor with his cane 3 times. It's always 3 times. I don't know why, but it's 3 times.
He would even take his cane and whop you upside the head with it if he felt like it.
Yeah.
My cousin found that out the hard way, and that's part of why she wanted to leave, was because of the man with the cane.
He'll actually chase you through the house with something. He'll actually take his boot off and throw it at you.
Yep. There was one time...
I got a pair of army boots. I would show it to you, but I'll probably show it to you in the next video if y'all care. He's actually threw it at me in the back of my head. There was a big mark on my back of my head. It's not there now, but
I remember that.
And
sorry, y'all, I had a hair in my mouth.
And I look around, I'm going, are you mad at me? He knocks twice. I said, okay. If you're mad at us for being here, knock once. If you're not mad at us, knock twice. He knocked twice, so he's not mad.
And so then we asked him, well, are you trying to play jokes on us? And he knocked once. So, and by the way, if you hear a cat meowing, that's our cat. She's in the room.
Yeah, she's behind the camera. But
yeah, literally behind the camera.
Oh yeah, by the way, I don't know if he's gonna watch this video. We have not read the book yet, but I've read 2 pages of it so far.
Yeah, someone gave us a book about spiritual stuff going on and everything, and we want to read the book.
I just wanted to say that. But
anyway,
I've actually had one from the house follow me to work.
But anyway, before we get into that, we're still talking about this old man here.
Oh yeah.
When he'd be going to work or whatever, and I'd be in the bedroom, I'd take me a nap because he'd get up at 5 in the morning, so I couldn't, I'm not mentally able to stay awake that long until I worked where I used to work at, and I'm not getting into that. But anyway, I'm not.
That'll probably be next video.
Possibly.
Maybe.
I might actually need to do a story time on that, because that place is haunted. Where I used to work at is haunted. I'm not even kidding you.
I will let her do that video. I'll let her post that video and whatever she wants to do. I don't know nothing about that place, by the way. But anyway,
you might want to just sit in and just have your jaw hit the floor, because you would not believe it.
I'll sit on the sideline out of the camera, but
anyway,
that'll be your.
So anyway, we're sitting there, or he's at work, and I'm sitting there, and I go to fall asleep, and it's around 7:38 in the morning. I'm not a morning person. I'm a night owl.
I'm a grouchy
morning person when he has to be. Not necessarily when he has to be grouchy, but when he has to be a morning person. So anyway, I'm sitting there, going to try to fall asleep, and all of a sudden I hear the front door open and slam, and he walks by the door to the bedroom, and I hear what sounds like a rocking chair like someone sit in a rocking chair.
And start rocking?
Mm-hmm.
I heard that one night
when I
came home.
So that was creepy enough. I was still laying there in bed, fell asleep, when what woke me up wasn't my alarm going off at 10 o'clock for me to call him on his first break or vice versa. It was for the simple fact that I legit heard a chainsaw cutting down trees. And I'm not kidding you.
Right there beside the house.
It sounded like it was right there beside the house. Like if there was the house was here and the tree was here. Like that's how close it sounded to the corner of the bedroom. And I'm like, there's no tree there. So I go and I look out the door. All the trees in the front yard. Now we were renters, so we did have a land crew that would come and do maintenance on the yard.
But we looked out the window and we.
Yeah, because it happened again with him at night, same night.
It didn't happen at night, it happened in the afternoon.
Oh, it happened the next morning, yeah, because that was a Friday when it happened, and that next Saturday it did the same thing. Mm-hmm. So we came back.
So I looked out the window, I grabbed the pot.
I walked the whole yard and everything the first day. Nothing. Looked all around and everything. Nothing. No one around us was cutting down a tree.
We even got so worried, we went next door and knocked on the door and asked him if he had a chainsaw.
If anyone was cutting down a tree, he goes, no. I didn't even hear one. And we're like, we know we're not crazy.
Yeah.
And it kept doing and everything, and it was just so weird. And we walked the property again and again and again, and nothing and nothing and nothing. We still don't know why we could hear it. And I had a vision later that night that I know of seeing a man get was cutting down a tree and something went wrong, and it ended up killing him with the chainsaw. And I guess it had to have been the anniversary of it or something is why it happened, but it was really weird.
She actually, whenever I'll be coming from work, she'll call me.
Get down, Shadow.
Sorry about that. every time I come from work, I'll call her. That's our little tradition. Well, I wouldn't say tradition, but anyway.
It's our little habit.
I get about halfway home. She goes, "Babe, I heard gunshots." I'm like, "Dude, what?"
Yes.
An actual shotgun was near the house, shooting beside the house. I do over the speed limit. I'm surprised I did not get stopped. Honestly, I'm not going into that detail. But anyway, I pull up into the driveway. I don't even put it in park halfway. I jump out of the truck. I sling the screen door open, sling the front door open. I run through the house to make sure she's okay. She's fine. No marks or nothing. The window's not broken, nothing. I'm running around the house. I'm panicking.
And I'm like, breathe, babe, because at this point I've gone outside and I've walked around and there's no one there.
There was
no
casings. There was no
nothing.
Kale. No kale.
I hope there wasn't kale.
No casing. No
shells or anything.
Shells or nothing. No.
And it was the creepiest thing ever.
No footprints or nothing. But the windows weren't broke or nothing. And it only happened one time. It didn't happen no more times.
Yeah, it was weird.
But anyway, this video's getting
kind of long.
A lot longer than what it needs to be.
So, please.
Might be a part 3.
There's more than likely going to be a part 3.
Well.
Anyway.
You hear the boss. She ain't really the boss. We're kind of
a team.
But anyway, like, subscribe.
Comment. Share. And
Please.
by the way, I want to see if we can get 100 subscribers by Friday.
At least. That's our goal. Please. Please. I'd love that. I would love it. I would flip. Well, not literally. I don't know how to flip. But anyway.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.